The purpose of this video is to provide some tips for completing the Arms Trade Treaty Voluntary Trust Fund reports, which are mandatory for VTF grantees. The grant agreement you sign with the ATT Secretariat sets out your obligations to implement the project. One of your obligations will be to submit one or more reports on the project progress. In principle, you need to submit 2 reports to the ATT Secretariat, an interim report, which is submitted to the Secretariat halfway through the project, and a final report, which is submitted when all the project activities are completed. Both reports have 2 parts, a narrative report and an expenditure report. The narrative report consists of several questions that you need to answer in detail. The expenditure report is a spreadsheet that provides information on how much project funding has been spent so far and how much is left. The expenditure report is based on the original budget form you submitted as part of your application. Now, let's look into specific critical points for completing each report. When drafting the interim narrative report, explain whether a project is proceeding according to the schedule. For the final narrative report, explain aspects such as the project outcomes, beneficiaries, as well as efficiency and sustainability of the project. When preparing expenditure reports, pay attention to the following. Point 1. Keep all quotations, bills and receipts for all project expenses. Point 2. Number these supporting documents in accordance with the reference number of the budget line they relate to. So if the receipts relate to the budget line venue hire, and the reference number in column reference number for this budget line is 3, number all receipts relating to venue hire with the number 3. Point 3. Make sure the receipt numbers correspond with the information in the report. So again, if the budget line relates to venue hire, for example, make sure you insert the correct receipt number and description in the column headed Description to Receipt or Invoice Number. For example, ABC Hotel Invoice number 12345. Point 4. If payment was made in the local currency and not in US dollars, indicate the amount spent on each invoice in the column headed Local Currency, and indicate the exchange rate between the local currency and US dollars in the column headed Rate. The reporting template includes a link to a currency converter website where you can locate the exchange rate applicable. Point 5. Explain costs distributions when a receipt covers several budget items. So for example, if the invoice for the ABC Hotel covers venue hire and meals for a workshop, list the invoice in both budget lines and indicate how much of the invoice was for venue hire and how much was for meals. When the ATT Secretariat approves the final narrative and expenditure reports, we will draft a reconciliation table that analyses how budget items were spent, and we will upload it together with the final reports to the website. You should familiarise yourself with the formats of the reports even before the project activities begin. Examples of completed VTF project reports can be found on the VTF website. Further information is available online or by contacting the ATT Secretariat.